So all of this stuff is always going to be about asking clever questions. And a lot of times it is asking both sides. So how do you prove something? How do you prove a coin? Most of the time I see where either you or I will mess up, or, somebody I'm watching type someone in the community mess up. It's usually because they're only going after, are you doing this function? Are you doing this function? Okay, so everybody has all 4 of their functions. They're going to do their demons at some point. I'm not looking for, can you do this? So a lot of times the clever questions come from, what are you not doing? What voids are you leaving? Because of course somebody who is demon feeling can still share and care and be responsible for emotions.
Right.
It's just, where is the massive void? Okay, well then that would mean they're demon thinking. Well,
Right.
they're giving reasons to an insanity, so that couldn't be.
So you do got to get to know the damn person.
So this is something that I've seen you do for years, and when I started having a lot more success, I started picking up on, I do need to do that. I do need to acknowledge that I kind of know what neighborhood this person is, and I would work backwards from that thing. And a lot of times the person would be close to the type I thought it was, or, like similar,
Right.
not exactly right on. So let's say they reminded me of Tony Robbins. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to work backwards from, how is this not a version of Tony Robbins?
Right, we had a girl that came in last week for a phone call.
Yes.
And she sent a video in, and I think we both worked backwards from, how is this not some type of shanty?
Oh, yeah, she was very similar to me. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know, but I feel like this is some kind of shanty. Let me work backwards
Turned out
from
being
that.
play, blast, sleep. So
Right.
not exactly right on.
And I think it was double feminine and not my visual, not as bitey. So it's like, but still the same group. And therefore it kind of is like, oh, I'm now seeing their functions a lot more. Once you work backwards for something,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I am seeing
I
a lot
remember
more parts.
watching like cop shows. This is very NIFI, like cop shows, detective movies, of like
Yeah.
kind of watching how detectives are doing it. Well, they'll play out role things like, okay, let's say
that's
say
good.
Bob Johnson did do it. Like, all right, go ahead, I'll entertain this. All right, so
Right.
this is why. Here's his motive. Here's how he did it. And
Yes.
they'll fully commit, but still you're like tethered to your partner of like, I'm not going to go all in on this. I just need to see if I can break the wheels off of it. I
Right.
need to see if it fits.
Right.
It's hard because if you get too locked into your theory, this is where most people kind of, they're like, their ego is tied into
The
the theory.
biases get triggered and you're like unable to redecide.
Because you're not used to that your biases and your ego just go right off the cliff all day long, and you think
Right.
you're making a free choice. You think you're making an educated observation or decision. You're not.
Right.
You're just reacting off of your biases. It's hard enough than just logic in a circle, which we still do quite a bit of the time.
I feel like I have 1% harder of a time in that because I'm a single decider and I have a masculine decider at the top. I would say that I decided and I have a hard time redeciding is a very difficult thing as a single decider. Oh my gosh, I
And
want to
I'd
just
say
decide
I
and
have
never
the
be
hardest
done.
time because it's single observer. I'm single observer to hell.
You don't want to go and actually re-observe.
I don't want to entertain another theory.
Right.
Yeah.
So the goal is you're just going in, owning that you have biases, own your own biases so you cannot just tumble down a hill and type somebody what you want them to be.
One last thing on that, one stupid piece of advice. This is the thing that my dad used to tell me growing up is like, and I would never take this advice, but I do this more now, is he's like, sleep on it. Because he used to see me struggling, like
So
trying
true.
to figure out like rubber band guns that have all these motors and stuff and real complex machines I was working on. I get real frustrated because I couldn't get him to work. He's like, oh, yeah, when I've been there, I'd walk away, I'd sleep on it, come back later. And like over the years, I'm finding, especially with typing,
Yeah.
if I've got one that's really hard, especially when I was going through trying to teach myself how to do this,
Yeah.
I would have to sleep on it because it feels like the ego and the bias really kind of lets go.
Yeah.
And so you come back the next morning. It's just like, say you're recording a YouTube video, like, that was awesome. And then I find if you edit the video the same day you record it, you're on those drugs, like, that was awesome. Then you edit it
you
like, that
don't
was
know.
awesome.
Oh,
And then it
wow.
airs like a month later, like, oh my God,
what
it's
the
horrible.
hell?
Record the video, edit it later
Right.
after you come down from the drugs so you can
Yes.
see it a little bit more clear. That helps.
Yes.
So I found that helps. If I'm getting too aggressive on a type, trying to type somebody, I'll let it go. I'll come back later. It's another reason why just go on a rant here. It's why we stagger up the video typing. Like we found if we're trying to type too many people back to back to back to back, I got to hurry up and rush through your type because I got 3 more people I got to do today.
Yeah, we can't
And
do
so
that.
it just, so we space it out so
You're
we get a
getting
lot
in
of time.
somebody else's mind space. In order to do that, it means getting out of all of the things that you're going through in your life, which, by the way, that's part of why keep your own life, your lower-ended things managed. If you're going to now separate from the planet, separate from your own life, I hope you don't
Yeah.
have pots and pans banging on your head.
Right.
So you can go get in somebody else's psyche. Because so much of this, people want to just be like, hurry up, done in 5 minutes, done. Like, you got to actually get to know somebody's reoccurring patterns.
Then over time, you can start to speed it up.
That's true.
And
Very,
then
very true.
Then you look like a hero show off and everybody wants to be like you.
All right. like, why freak out about death? You know it's coming.
I know, but that's true.
And like, how do you not, you know, it's coming, but then,
That'll-
but you're also programmed to not look at that so you can keep surviving, you know? There's like,
Can I interrupt you now?
please.